Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Welcome once again to everybody's favorite weekly raging dumpster fire. Yes, this is GainerWorld Live. My name is Tim Gainer. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. To those of you who join me every week, if you are new to our little soiree, all I can say is I am really sorry for what you're about to be subjected to. Basically, if you're looking for hard-hitting comedy, if you're looking for fun, if you're looking for laughs, then just, I don't know, go find David Dobrik's channel or something, because you ain't gonna find it here. No, actually, what we do here is the same thing we've been doing since March of 2020, a little over 3 years. What we do is basically we get together and we let our hair down, so to speak. We get together and we talk about things, and we come up with certain subjects to talk about. I've got a whole pile of news stories here that we can talk about, and just generally make sure that everybody's okay. That's what that's about. And we do it by talking to each other. And the way we talk to each other is if you're watching live, no, don't even worry about what's over there. No, please. We bring the chat right here to you. It's right there. Right there. That's the chat. We brought that to you because we're caring people. We're caring kind of folks. We care, damn it. Maybe not so much, but yeah, it's... It's our way of making things a little bit more interactive. And if you're new, by all means, pop on in, say hi, tell us where you're from. We won't insult your intelligence for the entire show, but we'll definitely talk to you. We're glad to say hi. And yeah, that's what we do. That's what this is all about. In fact, we could get things going right away with, yeah, it's... What can I tell you, fellow YouTuber? It's been a really strange week, and there's no better way to put it off. There's no better way to put it, or put it off for that matter. But let's start off with everybody's favorite segment that we start off with every week. Yes, it is time. Get your cards out here. But before we do, Amu City popping in saying I'm back from my hiatus. Missed it last week because I was out of town, had to visit North Carolina for a funeral. Oh, that stinks. Yeah. Boy, right now, Amu City, you have no idea how close to home you are. You have no idea. Allow me to prove it. It's time for the Deadpool, y'all. Let's go for it. Anybody who's a fan of this show knows that we talk a lot about my other, I guess you could say, side project. That side project being Hugs 24/7 Radio. The home of the unsigned artist, great independent artists from around the world. You can catch it out right there, hugs at WRGG.com, HUGSAT WRGG.com. The home of the unsigned artist, where right after we're done here, our old pal Cyrus Gray will be giving you the lowdown on the Hugs Top 10. Yes, Hugs actually has a chart. We have a top 200 chart of 200 of the best and most popular independent unsigned artists from around the world. And coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, right after this little shindig, Hugs will be on the air, and Cyrus Gray will be running down the top 10 tracks. Pardon me, the top 10 unsigned independent artists from around the world. And right after that, you'll be able to catch the Hugs Shockwave, which is a show of all new submissions to the Hugs library, hoping to get on the top 200. And you'll be able to meet and greet our newest member of the Hugs family, none other than Violet Ray, who is going to be joining the Hugs family, and we're certainly glad to have her. So make sure you're around for that. That happens right after this show, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, if you're watching this live. If not, just head over there any old time because there's great music on there. Hugs at Hugs 24/7 Radio, Hugs at WRGG.com, just like it says right there. The reason I bring this up is because, pardon me, is because one of the great bands that is on the Hugs chart and has been for a while, and a bunch of guys I had the chance to meet when I was out in Lisbon, Ohio, for the Hugs Summer Concert Series at the Eleanor Acres Events Center. Great band called the Henrys. Terrific band, great bunch of guys. And some of the best rock and roll, really, that you'd probably ever want to hear. Some great guys that come out that, strangely enough, and this is the segue to Amu City, they come out of the Charlotte area, Charlotte, North Carolina. They've been around forever. They've got a string of hits coming out that right now, as a matter of fact, I'll give you a little sneak peek. On the Hugs Top 10 this week, they have 2 singles in the Hugs Top 10. No More Time and I Will Be There For You. They've had other hits as well. Take My Hand, Cross-Eyed Cat. Just an amazing band. The reason I bring this up on the Deadpool is because, unfortunately, well, y'all, the Deadpool is getting real close to home. This coming from the Henry's website and the official word this morning. It is with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of our keyboardist, Kent Steele. Kent was only with us for about 10 months, but he was always a joy to be around and one of the most gracious people you could ever hope to meet. And yes, I can say that that is true because I had the pleasure of meeting him, and a nicer guy you couldn't meet. Many have noticed that he was absent from our midst for the past few weeks, having missed 2 of our recent performances. Out of concern for his privacy, we did not discuss his absence or his health issue at the time. Please keep Kent's wife, Gail, and his family in your thoughts and prayers. So, yeah, and like I said, I got to meet Kent. As a matter of fact, I had probably one of the greatest privileges of my life, where the hotel that we were all staying in, the Quality Inn in East Liverpool, a great night, great day, ends with a great night, the Quality Inn in East Liverpool, official hotel of the Hug Summer Concert Series. But they had a small dining room that, a little kitchenette, if you will, that a lot of people, you go in there to get your coffee in the morning, your complimentary, donut and cereal and coffee and things like that. And the day of their show, the Henrys actually set up an acoustic set in this dining room for several of us that were there at the time, and was some of the most incredible music you'd ever want to hear. All of it acoustic, all of it by the Henrys, all of their hits. It was absolutely amazing. And Kent was there. I will say only this: he was very tired. And I'm not going to say any more of that out of respect to him and his family and the band. I will say only this: but he put on, and they put on, an absolutely blistering show that night. And I had the chance of watching that from the soundboard, and it's something I will never, ever forget. And it's a shame. It's a shame. It really is. What more can I say? Kent Steele, the Henrys. gone at the age of 62. It's getting real close to home, y'all. That's the Deadpool for this week. Last week, we had to talk about Ed Albrecht from the Incredible Edibles band. This week, we're talking about the Henrys. It is a shame. It is a dirty, rotten shame. I will say that. One of the things, really, that for you Deadpool enthusiasts, and something that I kind of wish Cyrus Gray was in the chat for right now, because I know that he'd just be grinning from ear to ear because he's been predicting this for the Deadpool probably since we started it. And that is the fact that according to Country Music Alley, the online publication, apparently Chris Christopherson is not doing well. In fact, they are saying that he is nearing his final days amid health struggles. They won't say a lot more than that. Rolling Stone a couple of years ago, I remember this completely. They did a feature on him, and you might remember his supergroup, the Highwaymen, which to me was like the dumbest thing. It was him and who was it? Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, and somebody else. I can't remember who, but they were called the Highwaymen. And they did a remake of Pancho and Lefty, but the rest of the album was just pretty much a throwaway. But they talked to Rolling Stone, that is to say, talked to Chris's wife, Linda Christopherson. And she said even then, and I think it was back in 2016, that he was suffering from memory loss. And according to his wife, the doctors initially told him that he was suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia. Wow. And doctors believe playing contact sports in his younger years contributed to his memory loss. Apparently there was a picture, and I've yet to see it. But one of the last photos on Chris's official Instagram page is a shot of him and Garth Brooks. And Chris is looking every bit of 87, noticeably thinner and frail, it says, according to Country Music Alley. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's back in 2013, according to Rolling Stone. And he lives on Maui and narrowly escaped the recent deadly fires, according to a pal, it says here. So, Radar Online has tried to reach out to Chris's family, and they're not saying anything, but they're saying that there's a realization that he is becoming forgetful. And, yeah. Apparently, his debilitating memory, according to his wife, was due to being hit in the head a lot while going boxing, football, rugby. According to the outlet, his memory issues got so bad that some days Chris couldn't even remember what he was doing from one moment to the next. So, yeah. That's kind of a drag. So, you might want to... You might want to update your might want to update your Deadpool cards on that one, kids. Chris Christopherson. Of course we wish him the best. We really do. You know, he played some cool stuff. I mean, he wrote Me and Bobby McGee. You know, all kinds of fun stuff like that. Meanwhile, what can I say? This is getting to be like 2016. If you remember 2016, we were losing people left and right and left and right and left and right. These days, again, And I've said it before, we are at the end of the classic rock era because we're losing all our heroes all over the place. And it's really kind of a drag. Case in point. And I hate to talk about this because he's one of my favorite artists, but, we've got to talk about Ozzy Osbourne. He's not quite on the mend yet. If you remember the article from Rolling Stone, we'd been talking about this a couple of months ago. He pulled out of an appearance for the Power Trip Festival that's coming up in October. He's recovering from a fall from back in 2019. But now they're talking about he may need additional surgery. And you might be saying to yourself, come on, this, how bad can it be? It's Ozzy. How bad can it be? If you're a fan of Ozzy and you're kind of squeamish, you're the emotional type, you may not want to look at the next few pictures. Because it really isn't very nice. This is Ozzy a couple of days ago. With the walker, hunched over. It's sad. It really is sad. Apparently a new episode of the Osbournes podcast debuted this week. And Ozzy is saying that he has to have a fourth significant surgery to the structural damage sustained during this fall. Dear God, what did you do, Oz? Damn. I fell and broke my bloody back is what I did. I got to do Oz, man. I'm sorry. It's just me. But he did say, and this is a quote from Rolling Stone, I'm going for an epidural soon because what they've discovered is the neck has been fixed. But now the problem is in his back. It says, below the neck, there's two vertebrae where the bike hit me and disintegrated, and there's nothing left of them. All I know is right now, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in a lot of discomfort. And of course, his lovely wife, Sharon, called in. And she said, the doctor said, look, we don't know if it's going to work or if it's not. We're going to get a second and a third opinion, and he's doing that now. Apparently, in his back, the two discs and the muscles in his shoulders have separated from his skeleton. Damn. And that's why he leans forward, and it's like gravity is bringing his head forward. Wow, Oz, man. Whoa. I'm thinking when the doctor was saying it, I've walked like that. I've walked like that all my life. And but Sharon is telling Rolling Stone that she's doing a lot better, but he's still not well enough to perform live, obviously. And that's why he pulled out a Power Trip. So the doctor's waiting for the all clear. Or rather, that is to say, Ozzy's waiting for the all clear from his doctor so he can move back to England. A decision that they made last year. I think it'll be good for him to go back for a while, said Sharon. We can have privacy there, and he can do all his own little thing and his own little garden. He can do a bit of fishing. Okay, now wait a minute. You're going to tell me this is a guy that likes to go fishing? No. Stop it. No, just stop it. Just stop it. But anyway, yeah, lots of luck and lots of love and lots of good wishes going to the Oz man, because Lord knows he needs it right now. I'm telling you, he's not looking good. The Oz man not looking good. So, yes, we've got Chris Christopherson, who's on the way out. We've got Ozzy, who's at a 45-degree angle. On top of that, In other news, and this is getting silly, you talk about things going kapoof. Let's talk about the Great American Band, Aerosmith. According to People magazine now, and this just came out yesterday, apparently if you have tickets to their farewell tour, you might want to hold on to them for a little bit. Especially if you're in Detroit, Chicago, Washington, Toronto, Raleigh, or Cleveland. Reason being is because Steven Tyler has suffered vocal cord damage over the weekend and has forced the group to postpone their remaining September concerts. Yep. Age has even caught up to the Great American Band. Steven, seen here, looking like your weird Aunt Maud around Christmas time, said, and this is a quote from People magazine, this is a statement that was released, "I'm heartbroken to say I've received strict doctor's orders not to sing for the next 30 days. I sustained vocal cord damage during Saturday's show that led to subsequent bleeding. We'll have to postpone a few dates so we can come back and give you the performance you deserve." There were only 3 shows into their farewell tour. Peace out, the farewell tour. It began on the 2nd, only on the 2nd. They were in Philadelphia. But if you have tickets, they have rescheduled dates. The rescheduled dates are going to be playing Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan on the 29th, January 29th. They'll be here in the great city of Chicago at the United Center on Valentine's Day, February 14th. In Washington at the Capital One Arena on February 17th. In Toronto, they'll be at the Scotiabank Arena on February 21st. On the 26th, they'll be in Raleigh at the PNC Arena. And Thursday, the 29th, they'll be playing at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland. So, yeah, if you've got tickets for those shows, hold on to them. They will be honored, according to the band and their management. They have rescheduled these. All previously purchased tickets will be accepted at the new dates. Refunds are also available for fans who can't attend the new dates. So, yeah. The only difference being John Douglas replacing Joey Kramer for this final tour. He took a leave of absence in March because after his wife Linda had died the year before. So yeah, yes, indeed. As Amu City says with Steven Tyler, talk about dude looks like a lady. You know, man, would you buy Amway from this person? I'm just asking. Anyway, checking the tote board. Noreen Henry is in. Hi, Noreen. How are you? Great to see you there this weekend. Always appreciate the fact that you pop in and say hi. If you're new to the show and you're watching for the first time, you see there's people right there. They're right there. And they want to talk to you. So pop in, say hi. We'd really appreciate it. He looks like a little old Italian auntie. I don't know. I think it looks like your crazy Aunt Zoe, the one that only comes around on the holidays and you really dread. And you hope that she's only going to, because after a couple of, Mai Tais, she's going to start talking about, weird things and then just start blubbering like a baby. And, your brother-in-law is going to be, quietly bringing her into the bedroom while she'll pass out. Yeah, the one that, yeah, Amy said the one that's really into crystals and yoga. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Have you ever seen a real fairy? I have. Um, and no reference to Steven, of course. Okay, so, and if that's really bad enough, and apparently I didn't load the pictures in for this one because we were kind of in a hurry today. But yeah, John Hyatt is canceling the remainder of his tour. He was hospitalized. Yeah, believe it or not. Um, he fell while hiking in Grundy County, Tennessee earlier this month. Pop culture is saying we want to inform everyone that John recently took a bad fall off a hiking trail, sustained lacerations, bruising, and a debilitating fracture. Ow. That's on his website. They didn't reveal further information regarding specific injuries, but it went on to thank the amazing efforts of Grundy County EMS, rangers of the South Park Cumberland State Park, and the doctors, nurses, and staff at Erlinger Hospital in Chattanooga. He's now recovering at home under the care of his personal doctor and is expected to make a full recovery. But yeah, he's not completing the remainder of his 2023 shows. So if you have tickets for that, you can bring those in for refunds as well. But yeah, so John Hyatt is down, and Oz is down, and Steven Tyler is down, and everybody is down, and this is just turning into a real mess. I tell you what. Things are just crazy. 2023 is going to end up looking like 2016. I can just feel it. But yeah, let's get into some better news a little bit later on. Let's take a break, and then we'll turn to the exciting world of television, where there's a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. Been around for years. I have no idea what that means. We'll be right back.
Hi. Got a tape I want to play.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm still looking to see where this is going to be playing in the Chicago area. And if you are anywhere in the continental United States or anywhere in the world, you really need to see this. If you've never seen that movie before, you're in for a treat. If you don't know about Talking Heads, you will learn about them. If you like Talking Heads, you're going to love this. If you don't like Talking Heads, you will learn to after this movie. It is that good. Stop Making Sense. Coming soon to a theater near you. Speaking of screens, large and small, and talking about things that have been and are and will be. One of the great reunions, one of the great comebacks in the history of television is about to take place next month. Are you ready for the return of Frasier? Yes, it's true. The rumors you're hearing are true. Kelsey Grammer and company, we have slipped effortlessly back, he said, tongue-tied, into his famed sitcom character Frasier Crane. In the first trailer for the new NBC, the revival of the classic NBC series, and it looks a little something like this.
What is it about the city of Boston that leads me to forego the more sophisticated temptation of the fermented grape? Sitting here with a cold brew in my hand, I feel amalgamated with the hoi polloi.
You are the classic everyman.
Freddie! Surprise!
Dad! You're at my door, unannounced.
No, there's a shorter way to say that. Surprise!
What's going on with your son?
Wish I knew. Got a girlfriend I've never even heard of. When I told him I wanted to spend more time with him, he said no.
It's just not a good time.
Have you considered that he hates you?
I miss you, and I won't take no for an answer. So I've taken a job, and I found a place to live.
My dad, I mean, he can be kind of...
He smelled really good.
Yeah, he always smells really good.
Don't sit there! Those are Christian Lacroix pillows.
So we can't sit on the couch.
Not in jeans.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
What do you say we have a toast?
I got some scotch, if that sounds good.
Great, I'll go get it.
Top shelf.
Of course, nothing less.
No, it's on the top shelf of the hutch, green plastic jug.
But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Today I'm spending time with my son, colleagues, and friends. For the first time in my life, I can say that Frasier Crane wants for nothing.
Oh, that's too bad. I had somebody that I wanted to set you up with.
I can be ready in 5 minutes. Calling again.
Yes, Frasier Crane. From Boston to Seattle and back to Boston. As the next chapter of his life, as it said there, and he tries to improve his relationship with his son, Freddie, who is played by Jack Cutmore Scott. The show there will also star Nicholas Lyndhurst as Frasier's college buddy turned university professor Alan. Tax Olagundoy as Olivia, Alan's colleague and head of the university's psychology department. Just Salguero will be Freddie's roommate Eve, and Anders Keith as Frasier's nephew David. As you saw, it premieres October 12th. The scheduling move puts the streaming rights right in the middle of traditional broadcast networks' fall season rollout and back on a night where it was part of the must-see TV lineup. Remember that? Yes. CBS is giving the show a broadcast sample airing with 2 back-to-back episodes on the 17th. But Paramount Plus are the ones that ordered the 10-season episode, according to The Hollywood Reporter, which is filmed in front of a live studio audience in Paramount Studios in Los Angeles. Pardon me. The series is from writer Chris Harris, who was a writer for How I Met Your Mother, and Joe Cristalli from Life in Pieces. Now, you'll notice David Hyde Pierce is not on the show. You remember Niles, his brother. Jane Leavies, who played Daphne, is also not part of the revival. But, get ready for this. Babe Newworth, who played his ex-wife, Lilith, she's going to make a guest star return to the show. So there you go there. And remember Roz, his former radio producer in Seattle? Perry Gilpin's role, yes, she's going to be on it sometime during the season as well. Unfortunately, the only person that cannot be on the show, of course, is John Mahoney, who passed away in 2018. It's the most Emmy-winning series of all time. 37 wins. That record, of course, being beaten by HBO's Game of Thrones in 2016, but still holds the record for the most wins by a comedy series. So you'll be able to see that in October on Paramount Plus. Of course, everybody's favorite streaming. Everybody's favorite streaming service, right? Sure, I watch Paramount Plus all the time. Don't you? No, I don't. Checking the teleport real fast. Amu City is has given us an update on Stop Making Sense. He said that here in the Chicago area, there are theaters in Oak Brook, South Barrington, Schaumburg, and a theater on Northwestern in Chicago. That's just for the Chicago. That's just for the Chicago area. But he's saying check Fandango for the theaters near you. So yes, tickets for Stop Making Sense on sale now. Check Fandango. That's a good thing. And little sister Judy from the FLA or the CO or wherever she's taking herself this month. She's on the line as well. Good to see you, little sister. Always a good time. Speaking of people who are making a comeback, strangely enough, last week we read a story about Jimmy Fallon and the alleged unsafe and unkind and unfriendly work conditions that has been made around the Tonight Show. And one of the things that I said was that when you mention a toxic workplace, it never shows up well. It never shows out well, that is to say. And I made a cute little joke by mentioning a picture of someone. Well, like the saying says, careful what you wish for, because according to Ace Showbiz, Ellen DeGeneres is back on TV. Yeah, Bubba. Over a year after a daytime talk show went off the air, she's going to star in a new 2-hour documentary special, Saving the Gorillas, Ellen's next adventure. It's not even... You can't keep a straight face on these kind of things. This is going to be on the Discovery Channel. Of course, you remember that the Ellen DeGeneres show ended in May 2022 after allegations of mistreatment, misconduct behind the scenes. But she said in an interview, she said, quote, every single thing has led me to just have a big enough platform to say, look at the work that Diane Fossey did. There's nothing that keeps you more present, more in the moment than sitting with gorillas. Now that's no way to talk about Portia, Ellen. Hey, good night, everybody. Thank you. That's right. I'll be here all week. Don't forget Sinbad and the Amazing Jonathan this weekend. The documentary is set to air on September 23rd on Discovery, and then again on September 24th on Animal Planet for World Gorilla Day. Now, who doesn't love World Gorilla Day? Who celebrate? I know I'm going to celebrate World Gorilla Day. How about you? The program is highlighting Ellen's love for animals, her admiration for Diane Fossey, of course, the great primatologist, as she builds the Ellen DeGeneres campus on the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund in Rwanda. Let me repeat that sentence in case you missed it. The program will highlight, according to Ace Showbiz, the program will highlight Ellen's love for animals and her admiration for primatologist Diane Fossey as she builds the Ellen DeGeneres campus on the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund in Rwanda. The campus opened last year, has helped with gorilla conservation and biodiversity, and is hosting visitors, including groups of local school children. Ellen is helping the gorillas. September 23rd, Discovery Channel. Ellen and the Gorillas. Which could be a new alt-rock band, I'm not sure. Amu City's putting it best. Is she going to pour some out for Harambe? I hope so. Hey, Harambe took a bullet for us, man. Just back off, okay? Be cool. And Noreen says, I've dated some gorillas. Oh, yeah. And apparently so has Ellen. Let's see. A fun side note, the same guys who did Dead Puppies did a song focused on Ellen called Lesbians on TV. Okay. I'm glad to know that. Oh, man. Thank goodness Jane Goodall is not around for this fiasco. Oh, gold! Gold! If you're a Simpsons fan, you'll get it. If not, don't worry about it. Yeah. So, yeah. A face only a gorilla could love. No, I'm not talking about Portia. Hey, everybody. Oh, my goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, speaking of useless TV shows that have nothing to do with life as we know it, remember the Chrisleys? Remember a show on USA called Chrisley Knows Best? This whole thing started back around, what was it? I think it was around 2013, where USA had a contest where they were looking for a family to write a reality show for. And the winners were this couple out of Kentucky. A lovely couple by the name of Todd and Julie Christie. Seen here. Lovely couple. Well, sure. They had a great show. Show had a great run. Aired for 10 years. As a matter of fact, their recent episode was broadcast just in March of this year. That was until Todd and Julie were thrown in the slammer for an extensive bank fraud scheme. They are now serving time in prison in Kentucky. And according to USA Today, you'll be happy to know, if you are a fan of the Chrisleys, that Todd and Julie's sentences have been reduced since they were charged and convicted for involvement in an extensive bank fraud scheme. Record search by USA Today a couple of weeks ago found Todd's release date from FPC Pensacola. No, they're being held in Florida. My apologies. Should really pre-read this stuff. It's currently set for January 22nd, 2033, making his sentence 2 years shorter than his original 12 years. And Julie is set for release from FMC Lexington in Kentucky. So I was half right. On October 19th, 2028, about a year before her release. The couple's lawyer, Jay Sargent, who is a white-collar criminal defense lawyer in New Jersey, told USA Today that the Federal Bureau of Prisons decided to reduce their sentences since they were convicted of nonviolent offenses, and they've been model inmates since reporting to their respective prisons in January. They portrayed themselves, see, Todd and Julie here, and the fam, as you see here, they portrayed themselves as real estate tycoons in the South during the show, and were sentenced to 12 and 7 years respective after being found guilty on federal charges in June last year. They were charged with dig this now. They were charged with conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and tax fraud. Julie was also charged with wire fraud and obstruction of justice. Yes, just a model American family, aren't they? Oh, man. Federal prosecutors said at the time that their sentencing, the couple was driven by greed as they engaged in an extensive bank fraud scheme and then hid the wealth from tax authorities while flaunting their lavish lifestyle. So, yeah. And I know you're thinking to yourself right about now, Gainer, what about the children? Well, sure. Not only did Chrisley Knows Best air for 10 seasons, but they had a spinoff, Growing Up Chrisley, which centered around two of the children, Savannah and Chase, and that aired for 4 seasons between 2019 and 2022, so they're not doing too bad themselves. And the couple's children right now, Chase, Savannah, and Grayson, as well as their granddaughter, Chloe, and Todd's mother, Faye Chrisley, seen here on my right. You're right. They're returning to television with a new unscripted docuseries, according to an August press release obtained by Variety and Deadline. The show will follow, here's a bit of originality for you, a family as they adjust to life with their parents behind bars. Okay, making $1.7 million a season wasn't enough for Todd and Julie. Oh no, they had to go at it bank fraud style. But their sentences are being reduced. And aren't you happy for that one? Let's see here. Bank fraud in Kentucky. Isn't the default for Kentucky cooking meth? It depends, you know. If Uncle Dad is out there, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Amy City's also saying, dude, that photo with the whole family and then some, that one dude in the upper left has the same mouth as a ventriloquist dummy. He does look a little like Jerry Mahoney, now that you mention it. Oh, God. Yeah, mom's pulling the string. You can tell. And even little sister said the children had to work to pay their legal fees. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they started a GoFundMe page. Please stop it. Just stop it. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, and the writer's strike is going on, and the SAG-AFTRA strike is going on, you'll be interested in knowing that, according to Variety, everybody's favorite TV network, who owns just about everything known in the world of electronics and communications, Disney, they have responded to reports that they may in fact be selling off ABC. And that is to say that they're going to sell off the entire network and all of the TV stations. Now, they're saying that the company has, quote, has made no decision on it yet. End quote. According to Variety, there's a statement that came out today that said, while we're open to considering a variety of strategic options for our linear businesses, at the time, the Walt Disney Company has made no decisions with respect to the divestiture of ABC or any other property, or any report to that effect is unfounded. However, there are a list of suitors, shall we say, that are moving towards the sale of this. And by the way, just so you know, they are looking at their TV holdings, which broadcasts network ABC as well as FX, Disney Channel, Nat Geo, and Freeform, among others. One of the suitors looks to be Nexstar, who has moved to the top of the bidders, according to Variety, earlier this week. Tom Carter, a former Nexstar executive who now serves as a senior advisor to Perry Sook and the board of directors, is saying that they could buy out Disney stations with, quote, little friction, and hinted at a potential opportunity to do so, quote, depending upon how things fall out. Now, if that's not good enough for you, it is also reported that the only other person with enough money to rule the world, Byron Allen, is also among those interested in the sale. The Allen Media Group has already invested over $1 billion in the last 3 years. Get this now. I did not know Byron Allen was this kind of a dude. I thought he was just like this really cool stand-up comedian, and every once in a while he'd get on TV and present other stand-ups. But he has acquired 27 NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox affiliates. This boy is rolling in money, okay? And not only that, but he purchased the Black News Channel for $11 million. His last move to acquire a majority stake in the BET channel fell through when the company decided to withdraw plans to sell. But yeah, as of right now, Disney is saying, no, it's not going to happen. But it's looking like it may happen. Just saying. Little Sister piped in and said that Drew Barrymore is saying no to the strike. Yeah, I know. So is Bill Maher. Bill Maher is bringing back his show. Drew Barrymore has already brought back her show. The View has already premiered their season without writers. And, you know, on one side of the coin, I understand where they're coming from with that. You know, I mean, it's not just the writers. It's not just the actors. Not the people like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar are actors, mind you. Or Drew, well, I won't say Drew Barrymore. That's swiping at the knees. I won't do that. But, you know, I mean, and I thought about this. And this is the reason that Drew's doing it. You know, you've got the techs, you've got the cameramen, you've got, you know, the staff, the producers, the key grips. You know, they need to work too. So Drew and the folks at The View and Bill Maher are all saying to hell with the strike. And they're all catching a lot of crap for it. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And you know what? One more thing. Speaking of things that have changed. This week marked the end of an era. This week marked the end of the WWE being run by a family. It is no longer a mom and pop store anymore. If you haven't heard the news, earlier this week, the transition and the sale of WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, and Endeavor, which owns the UFC and MMA, have come together. They have bought WWE. They've started a new company, Endeavor. So Vince McMahon is in charge, but he no longer owns it. That's the long and short of it. And this brings up a problem now. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I'm talking about. This brings up a problem. It's no big secret that WWE has TV rights contracts with USA Network and Fox that are up in 2024. And the wrestling world is wondering what's going on because Fox has been SmackDown's home on Friday nights since 2019. But SmackDown could be moving. Dave Meltzer wrote in the Wrestling Observer Radio, the belief is that Raw and NXT will both be staying on USA, and the WWE is looking for a big price increase for both of the shows. It's being reported at the time. They're saying they're getting a wait and see of what the future holds for SmackDown. But the feeling is Fox isn't going to want to pay $300 million per year for SmackDown. And get ready for this. If they don't, guess who is a possible suitor for WWE's SmackDown? No, I'm not kidding. Disney and Amazon are the two companies who are most in contention at the moment. If the rights do go to Disney, then ABC or FX could be a possibility. But then again, if Disney sells ABC, as we just reported, what's going to happen there? So it could move networks. It could stay on Fox Friday night. Hard to say. So if you're a fan of WWE, and it's no secret, I am. Myself and my son Eric and my son Matt, we enjoy sports entertainment. Stay tuned. Anything's possible at this point. Little sister saying, what? Elon Musk isn't in the mix. No, not this time. Not this time. Although it came up in conversation the other day. Do you know how many single guys, and a lot of married guys, for that matter, are in trouble today because of what Elon Musk did? All he did was change the name. He changed the name of Twitter. It is now allegedly called X. So you've got these girls snagging their boy's phone. It's what? X? Oh, you're watching X. What are you watching that's X? And all they're doing is they're tweeting. Elon Musk, as far as I'm concerned, right now is destroying Western civilization as we know it. Although I'm still a fan of him blowing a mannequin in a convertible up towards the sun. I thought that was a really cool move. I thought you were going to, Hammy City saying, I thought you were going to mention him sharing the images of Amber Heard's cosplay. I haven't seen those yet, but I'm always willing to, research for the show. Got to do that. It's the least I can do. Sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. Anyway, it's time for us to get on out of here. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who joined us in the chat this evening. Don't forget, rush quick like a bunny over to Hugs 24/7 Radio. Hugs at WRGG.com, HUGSAT, WRGG.com. Cyrus Gray has got the Hugs Top 10 Countdown. And then right after that on the Shockwave, our introduction to Violet Ray, our newest member of the Hugs family. We're awful glad to have her around. Thanks so much again for joining me. I certainly do appreciate it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. We are on the drive for 500 subscribers because I need something to do with my life. Thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. In other words, if you like it, hey, you know what to do. We'll see you next week. Way out, boy. Bye.